Hello all. Before we begin, please read the flash notice. This video is part 2 of the previous video where I designed characters based on different cat breeds. And for today's characters, I'm referencing the Devon Rex and the Maine Coon. I'll be capturing the likeness of the cats by translating the personality and physical attributes of the cat breed to show how they could be experienced by a human. In part 1, I did this while focusing on making each character very different from each other to celebrate people's differences for Pride Month. And I'm still going to do that in this video even though it's not Pride Month anymore, because people are always different no matter the month. So I began with the Devon Rex, which is a unique breed because they can have curly or wavy fur. My Devon Rex character is named Cadal, and they are a 29-year-old non-binary person who is short in height, has dark curly hair and brown skin. They come from southern India but have moved to Devon by the insistence of their parents. Their parents have paid for them to attend university in England in the hopes that a change of scenery will allow them to settle and focus on studying. Which sounds like an odd goal for someone who's nearly 30 years old, but Devon Rex cats are known for being hyperactive and mischievous, and those traits are something Cadal has always struggled with. Their hyperactivity combined with low self-esteem has led them to never explore who they are for themselves, and subsequently never been able to improve themselves. Only now that they have been forced into independence have they realised that the same behaviour has led them to be called both well-behaved and a delinquent. The behaviour I'm referring to is the tendency to follow others and not stand up for your own needs. So now that Cadal needs to be quick in picking something to study in university, they have finally begun to reflect on themselves and what they are truly interested in. When they are with friends, they enjoy playing sports and games, so from first glance, you'd find Cadal to be a sporty type. But looking deeper into their hobbies, you can see they have an eye for the arts. They've filled a lot of their phone storage with pictures and videos of pretty insects and abandoned buildings swallowed in trees, with the videos being shot with care and grace. With this in mind, they are studying film and photography in university and will be trying to break into the industry when they return home. And now I'll turn your focus to Cadal's outfit, and how out of place they may seem as an art student, considering their creativity doesn't really stretch to their fashion choices. Each morning when they get dressed, they start with a very basic athletic style, which can barely be called a style due to the lack of fashionable substance to it, and then they put on a jacket that a friend designed for them, so they don't look like the most boring person on campus. As you could see earlier in the video, I was planning to add a tacky pattern to Cadal's leggings to push the idea that they don't care about their clothes. But I couldn't bring myself to make the design that bad, so I added dirt and mud stains to their outfit and bag instead, which I imagine would be from exploring forests for things to photograph. In part 1 of this series, I mentioned that I was struggling with the colours in those first 2 designs, and I had that struggle again when making this video. So I think I'll start to focus on getting better at integrating colours into the composition of my drawings, rather than just focusing on the lines and shapes. If anyone has any feedback or advice relating to how I could do that, I would greatly appreciate it if you could put that in the comments. Anyway, now I'm wrapping up this drawing of Cadal with some sketches of them and their feline counterpart, and we'll be moving on to the next character. Next up is the Maine Coon, who will be the final design of this series. This character is a 42-year-old gay man named Michael, but his friends usually call him Mick. Just like a Maine Coon, he's considered a gentle giant because he towers over most people in height and muscle. but wouldn't harm a fly. Though he is a danger to fish, because he thinks they're delicious and will often catch them himself rather than buying them from the grocery store. Fish as a favourite food would be frustrating for most cats because they don't like water. But the Maine Coon is at least tolerant to water if not liking it, so Michael here is an avid swimmer. He carries most of his stuff around in a waterproof bag that he takes both to the pool and to his work, because the equipment he needs at that job usually includes cleaning liquids that could spill in the bag. Michael works as a professional caregiver to the elderly and disabled, and he takes a lot of pride in that job because he loves to help people. I designed his clothing to reflect that by having him dress practically and in pastel colours, which are not only his favourites but are also calming for his patients. He also makes sure to keep his tattoos covered when he's caring for an elderly person, because they can often play into the stereotype that tattoos are a sign of a criminal. Which is obviously not true, but that's what those people have grown up with, and he prefers to be empathetic rather than fighting about it. Speaking of his tattoos, he has 2 of them that are on the arm to his right, which is our left. The first tattoo is on his shoulder and is of the fruit on an argan tree surrounded by roses. Michael got this tattoo because the argan tree and the rose are the national tree and flower of Morocco, which is the country his mother is from and that he was born in. He lived there for most of his childhood, but moved to Maine in America to get closer with his dad's side of the family, who are white Americans. He's currently saving up money and time to be able to visit Morocco again with his parents to connect back to his culture and see extended family. His second tattoo is on his forearm and is commemorative of his family cat that passed away, and he got the tattoo to help grieve the loss. He currently doesn't have any more pets because the loss of that cat hit him hard. But he does spend a lot of his free time at taking care of virtual pets to fill that hole in his heart, and because he enjoys playing video games in general. Though he doesn't really have much free time, because on top of his work and other jobs he does for extra money, he does a lot of favours and free labour for his friends and acquaintances, because he has a hard time saying no to those he deems in need, which others might see as pushover behaviour, but Michael doesn't care as long as he's helping people. I finished this drawing of Michael with sketches of him and a Maine Coon in the empty space of the canvas. And with the final drawing done, so is this video. Here are all the finished characters I've made. Thank you for watching, and bye.